Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahushai. Shalak. Rayam. Why? Einash. Why? Haragi. Why? Mishpati. Why? Gador. Mawat. Ow. Kor. Adawani. Why? Gawaya. What? Ayab Yanawa. Baba Kashab. Shalak. Ash. Ba. Shem. Bayab. Baba Kashab. Shabar. What? Abad. Ayab Yanawa. Baba Kashab. Shabar. Ha. Lakan. Shor. Ha. Ayab Yad. Baba Kashab. Sar. Ma. Kayal. Ba. La. Masapad. The water.
All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Mashakum like it was shy. That is to say, Yahweh, being named the Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahweh Shai, being named his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. His brother Kasadi from WFAD Jersey, Philly.
Brother Yatazmak.
Khan, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. As we titled the video, the Lord has sent us to give you another Watchmen Wednesday. You know, it's a lot going on the earth. We might not be able to tackle every single thing that's happening, right? But we definitely going to touch on the major events. And if you've been watching and keeping watch already, then you already know what's going on, right? So this is just a refresher, right? A chance to, go through certain scriptures and certain precepts and applying these different things if you haven't done so already, right? But King, you had anything you want to bring out before we kick it off?
I'll get starting precept. A classic. Just to remind Israel of what time we're living in and what's going to be coming on the face of the earth. Like the brother said, there's a lot that's going on. If you haven't been paying attention, hey, tonight is the night to do so. Tonight is the night to start. Brothers are hopping on lives. Brothers are doing countless of videos, day in, day out, night in, night out, week in, week out, and showing Israel and warning people as a watchman is supposed to do, man. So if you're not watching and the day of the Lord creeps up on you and you get caught with your pants down, spiritually, no one is to blame but yourself. So this is another Watchman Wednesday. All praise the Most High to all those that are watching with us. If you haven't been keeping up, now's the day to start. Tonight is the night to start. This video is the time to start. So let's kick it off. In Psalms, the classic. Psalms chapter 9 and verse 16. It says, "The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands." So the Lord, he's known by the judgment which he executes. He's known by the things that he puts on the face of the earth, the judgments that he brings forth, the type of events that you see happening, all the things being set up. That's how the Lord is known. And we know that this is everything that is going on in the world today is what Yahweh is doing. It's not a man's doing. It's not what the so-called white man wants to do, or this is his plan and New World Order and the devils they've been manipulating this. No, this is all the Most High's plan. And the Lord said that through judgment are wicked men being ensnared in the work of their own hands. America right now is being snared up in the work of their own hands, whether they know it or not. And we're going to touch on a lot of these things. Let's keep reading. It says, "The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot Yahweh." So like that forget Yahweh. And what one nation, over Babylon forgot the Most High more. Babylon is the one nation that has turned their back from understanding and knowing Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. And the first mistake was enslaving the Israelites. That was their first mistake, touching the apple of the Lord's eye. So the Lord's going to is going to in return, turn this nation to hell. And the things that we see going on, we see and we understand of this upcoming hell, on earth, these upcoming troubling times. These things are going to happen. So let's keep reading. It says, "For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Yahweh, let not man prevail." And the Lord doesn't let man prevail. The Lord doesn't let the so-called white man do what he wants on the earth, do the things that he wants to acquire on the earth. If that was the case, man, the Israelites who have no idea who they are will be running around, smoking weed, killing each other, doing God knows what, and not repenting, and they'll have the damn thumb over us for the rest of our damn lives, man. And this will be their heaven on the left hand side that reigns forever and ever, if it was up to their power and their rule. But the Lord said that man isn't going to reign over him. Man isn't going to prevail over him. This is all of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let's finish it out. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. And the Lord's coming to judge the heathen. And we're going to go into it. Let's keep reading. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. So everything is Yahweh is about and created for Yahweh Shai, man. All the things that are going on, all the judgments, all the actions, all the steps that we see, they're all from Yahweh Shai. And it's up to us to link them up and to understand the times that we're in. But Khan, you got it, King.
Khan, all praise to the Most High. And I'm gonna do my best as well to I'll try to share all the precepts we bring out. I'll put it on the screen, right, so Israel can see that. So I'm gonna try to see if we can do that right now. Actually, hold on. Right, let's do that now. All right, so I want to go to Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 1. Like the brother is saying, the Most High, he's known by the judgment which he's executing. And the Lord is bringing forth this judgment. The Lord is bringing forth the different plagues and pestilences, destruction, right? Missiles, right? Economic collapse, downfall of these different societies, whether first world, second world, or third world countries. That's all of the Most High is doing, right? We know it's the Most High doing that because he already wrote about it. He told you it's going to happen. And again, like the brother brought out, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. That's not Buddha that's making these different things happen in the earth. That's not Allah that's doing these different wildfires that's taking place in LA and other parts of the world. That was never Shiva or them other gods that these other nations call upon. There was always Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, right? And he's done it from ancient. These things are done from the ancient. So this is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 1. It says, "Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people." And that's what we want to talk to. We want to talk to the children of our people. We want to talk to the Israelites. We don't want to go out and sit in front of a council of different senators and politicians and let them know, look, this is what's happening. What do y'all have to do about it? We're not there for that. The Lord is stirring up the judgment on his earth and the other nations. Of course, they dread this and hate this, but we're giving this warning to our people. We go on these videos, these different platforms, whether YouTube, Instagram, so on and so forth. We're on the highways and byways for our people, right? We were set up to teach our people, right? So how could you, where do Christians get the concept that you now could go talk to the other people, the other nations, and give them a warning? This is not for them. This is never for them. So let's read on. "And say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman." Right? And the Lord has set us up for watchmen. Right? In the ancient time, you would set up a prophet to be the watchman to keep watch over the city and let you know different events and things that's happening and taking place. And that man, he would sit upon a watchtower. And any invading troops or any invading or anything that he sees is happening that may befall the city or the congregation, he would let that congregation know or that city know. What do you think we have to do? Brothers tired, brothers came from work and different things of that nature. But the Lord has set up men to be what? To be watchmen. It says, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. And that's what we got to do. We got to warn the people. This isn't, again, it's not for brothers. We're not out here to do this for us. We keep watch. The Lord allows us to, to go through the different updates and see these different things. All praise Yahweh Shem El Shai. Hey, guess what? Now we got to warn the people, though. So this is not for us. It's for the Lord's people. It says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. So if we're given a warning and you're not taking heed, the Lord said, I want to get this precept, right? Let me get this real quick. I don't want to misquote it. I believe it's in St. Matthew, right? St. Matthew, I believe it's St. Matthew, the 12th chapter, right? Let me see if I can get this precept. It's like, it might be the 11th chapter. St. Matthew chapter 11, and, right, I may have to get another time. Right, I may have to get another time. Lord willing, it comes back to me. But the point is, hey, we're speaking out to Israel, and guess what? If you don't take heed to what we're bringing out, if you don't take heed that judgment about to happen in the earth, all these Watchmen Wednesdays, all the different, and we're not the only brothers doing this. Right? Let's not put it out there like we're the only ones doing this, because we're not. Even there's other brothers on this exact channel. Of course, Naiquan, Mariah, Yardan, Amos, Zaaba Allah, the rest of the brothers that's on this channel. Brothers on the back, co-cuz, it's like a W5 backup channel. The other congregations that's out there teaching the word as well and giving prophetic updates. You understand? So the point is, if you're listening in like this is just the thing to do on Wednesday night, well, you're not in the right mind and right spirit. Right? Didn't the Lord say this real quick? I'm gonna get this precept, right? Real quick. In Job chapter 33. This is Job chapter 33, and I want verse 14. It says, for Yahweh speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not. So the Lord can speak to you multiple times, and guess what? He may only give you one time. He may give you two times. But the Lord's not going to continually just give you chance after chance after chance. Eventually judgment is going to happen, and you're going to be caught out there. You see what happened with Noah when he was warning all the inhabitants of the land during that time. They didn't hearken to Noah, and guess what? All hell broke loose upon them, men and women and children, and every other thing that was caught out there. Right, drowned. The Most High is not playing. This time you'll drown in this fire. Right, so it says, his blood shall be upon his own head. I want to read a little bit more on this. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. And that's what we want. Lord willing, we deliver our soul. Lord willing, you deliver your soul. Right? You only can do so, and we can only do so through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai. If this was just of our own, while we check out different, there's other YouTubers you could check out, right? But they are not going to give you the warning through the spirit of the Lord. They're going to give you the warning in a carnal mindset. They're going to tell you to prepare, get an underground bunker, right? Get a bug out bag, get a bunch of. We got to make a video on that. If you can get a bug out bag or not. No, you can't get a bug out bag, brother. Don't have a bug out bag packed next to the door and you ready. All hell break loose, you ready. You're going to grab the bag and go. Where is that at? But that's here nor there. Like I said, we'll make another video another time, Lord willing, on that. But the point is, these other YouTubers like Canadian Prepper, you might check out Redacted, Mark Fugel TV. These are other people that's out there. I think New York Prepper. These different whistleblowers, so to speak, they're giving updates and things like that. But they're, again, coming from a worldly mindset. They don't believe that the Lord is going to return. They don't believe that all hell is going to break loose. They don't believe that the end, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. They don't believe that, right? But if you believe that, then you got to take this warning and get your spirit right. That's what the Lord said. But he that take a warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, And that people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hands. And we don't want that, right? So that's why we have to go into these videos and be diligent with it, because at the end of the day, that blood could be at our hands, right? That blood could be at our hands. So without further ado, we're gonna hop right into it, right? So as you see in the title of the video, pull this title of the video back up. I believe I titled it. Where's this at? I can't see it, but something to the effect of Trump in America trying to take over Gaza, right? Plus more updates, because there's a lot more we can go into. But one of the major things that just came out about maybe 24 hours ago, Trump, he had this, and I'm gonna pull the screen up, but Trump, he had this press conference with Benjamin Netanyahu, the so-called prime minister over the state of Israel in our land, right? Now, in his press conference, actually, I just want to play the video instead. Let's see what this devil had to say. Hey, King, let me know if you can hear the.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip,
I can hear it
and we
right
will
now.
do a job with it too.
You say you can't hear it, or you can?
Con, we can. Yeah. I
Okay, Con.
can.
I'm gonna play it from the top. Con. Lord willing, we should be good. So as you can see, it says, this is what he said, quote unquote, the U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we would do a job with it too. Let's see what he's saying.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip.
Salakia, right? So, Salakia, it's a lot I want to break down with this. I'm going to play it back piece by piece. And King, if you got anything you want to bring out, just stop me. I'm going to play it again, though.
And we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling.
So he said the U.S. would take over the Gaza Strip, will own it, and be responsible for dismantling all the danger. And he goes on. So, first off, right, let me get this preset first, right, before we continue. Right, I want to get this quick preset. Because you just got there's a level of pride every time this man speaks. And we know the Most High set this man up, right? We know the Lord sets up whom he wants. He sets up these different men, these different leaders, politicians, presidents, prime ministers, and he does it for his will, right? He does it for his will to be done on the earth. Now, what is the Lord's will? Is it for Esau to continue on and ruling forever? Is it for them to inherit our land and take over the Gaza Strip? That belongs to us. Israel, the whole what they call the state of Palestine, that belongs to the Israelites. That does not belong to any of the flags you see behind this man. It doesn't belong to the Edomite you see in the front with a blue tie on, looking down at pre-recorded or written down notes that somebody gave him. Normally he speaks, he has a so-called what is they call it? Impromptu speech, right? He's kind of flying at the will, right? He's kind of speaking, he's not, nothing is really recorded or written down. Or I could be fooled, but it doesn't seem like he's normally reading a piece of paper that another man had gave him. But clearly he's looking down, right? And in his whole press conference, he's right next to, again, Benjamin Netanyahu to the left of him or to the right of him. And it seems like he's being coerced. As we know, these Israelis, these so-called Jewish men, they really run America. And this press conference is even more evidence of that. When he's saying, America will own the Gaza Strip, he's really saying, hey, guess what? These Jewish men, they're going to have all control of what they call the state of Palestine, which is the war that's being fought right now for that. Now, whether these Palestinians, these Arabs is over there fighting for it, these Israeli Jewish men is fighting for it, hey, neither of them are going to own that land. We're going to own that land. That's our land. Right? I'm going to get this quick precept. That's why the Lord said this in St. Luke. And this is prophecy being fulfilled. This is St. Luke. I wanted Slakia. St. Luke chapter 20. Right? Slakia. St. Luke chapter 21. And I want to start at, let's see where I want to start. I'll start at St. Luke chapter 21, and we can start at 20. I'll start at verse 20. It says, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. It's reading on. It says, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto, for these are the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. So the Lord has sent us, and I'm going to read on, I'm going to jump to 24, but the Lord had cast us out of the land just so all things could be fulfilled. Now, one of the things that has to be fulfilled is what? That the nations of the earth will be brought to Israel, to the Middle East, to go to war with each other, known as World War III. The chief battle being a Valley of Jehoshaphat, right? And shortly right after that, the Battle of Armageddon. So this has to take place. They gotta be. America has to bring their troops over to that border. America has to be joined hand in hand and being in that land of Israel. All that has to take place because prophecy must be fulfilled. We were cast out of our land for the Jewish man to be in that land because all things had to be fulfilled. The Lord Yahweh Shai, he had to die for the nation of Israel because all things had to be fulfilled. We had to go into captivity after captivity after captivity because all things had to be fulfilled. It's not for their manifest destiny to think that they're going to go over to any land and take over and do what they want to do. It has nothing to do with you, Trump. This is everything of the will of the Most High, so all things can be fulfilled. I'm going to jump to 24. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So now the Lord needs the times of the Gentiles to be fulfilled. And if America and the nations of the world is being brought to the so-called Middle East to do battle, whether directly or indirectly, whether directly meaning, a lot of them Arab nations that's over there, or Arab countries that's over there doing battle and, going to war, or indirectly, like through an alliance. And guess what? The world has to go to war. And the chief battle is going to be in that land. Because all things must be fulfilled. Right? King, you had a point on this?
Nah, you got it, King.
Con, so let's continue with this video.
All of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings.
He said, look, we're going to level the site. What is he saying? He's saying he's going to burn up Gaza. They're going to continue to destroy the rest of Gaza. Now, if you don't notice, I don't know if I could pull up another image. Let me see real quick. I believe I could do it like this. Right? Let's look at how Gaza looks right now. How does Gaza look right now? He said he wants to level the site. What more leveling do you need to do? Look at these buildings. Got Israeli damn troops took over the whole damn Gaza Strip. Now Gaza, it once was a nice land, and it will return to being a nice land again. But guess what? This is prophecy that this had to happen. I mean, it kind of look a little. It's not really decent. That's trash actually, but it looked way better than what you're seeing right now on the screen. Right? You got babies being jammed up, blood coming out of their head. I mean, it's just a bunch of fire in the back, smoke and brimstone, desolation. let's see what the Lord said. Let's get a quick precept on this. Let's get a quick precept. Let's go to the book of Amos. Right? So the Lord, he already told you this is going to happen. Let's go to Amos chapter 1, and I want to read verse 6. It says, it's like verse 6. Thus said Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and remember the ancient people that lived in that land of Gaza, it wasn't Ishmael, it wasn't the Arabs, it wasn't Amalek, it wasn't a Jewish man, right? Yeah, you know, we occupied that land as well, but you really, this is the land of the Canaanites, the ancient Hamites, Africans. So they were there in that land. It says, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity, Slakia, to deliver them up to Edom. So what? The Hamites, these Canaanites delivered us up to the Edomites, the white man. They did it in time past, and guess what? They even, of course, they did it in 1619, in the early 1600s, and how we got brought over to this land of America. Them finding us and where we were hiding out in the villages of West Africa, what was mapped out as known as the Kingdom of Judah, the Ashanti tribes, you understand, and the different other tribes that were over in that land, the Western Coast Shore, grabbing us up and delivering us up to the Edomites. So they always had that spirit on them. But let's see what the Lord said. It says, but I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. And that's what we're seeing happening right now, and what's going to happen in times to come. Right? This is prophecy. It has to take place. It says, and I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon. And I will turn my hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, said Yahweh. So the ancient Philistines, of course, will be Hamites, right? Philistines, the same as the Canaanites. But the modern day Philistines is those that would dwell in that land, because this is where they once dwelt at. Right? So on a spiritual level, the modern day Philistines will be what? Those Ishmaelites that's there right now, those Arabs. Right? And the Lord said they're going to perish. The Most High God is going to continue to destroy this land. Now, let's go back to this video. And King, again, if you had a point.
Yeah, I had a quick precept.
You got,
and I believe the brother went to it in the comments. See that? This is Zephaniah chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 3.
Hold on. I'm going to bring it up on the screen.
Con,
you can read it.
Con, Slaki. Zephaniah 2. I'm going to start at verse 4. Get straight to the point. It says, for Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be ruled up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast. And it's to the brother's point. You know, when you go into the history, Gaza was a city of the Philistines, those that from Philistine, the Canaanites. You know, let's keep reading. It says, woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Cherethites. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant. So when you read these prophecies, like the brother was saying, and these things they have to happen, and they are happening. And what we understand from that is that there's going to be war in that area. So when we hear that Trump is gonna, he said, what he said, King, lay flat Gaza. He said,
he said he's gonna level it.
Yeah, he's gonna level it. You know, amen. According to prophecy, man, you know, him leveling it, that will prepare the way for war to happen in that area. Let's keep reading. I'm gonna finish that out. It says, in the coast, Slaki, I believe on verse 6, and the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds and folds for flocks. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon, in the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening, for the Lord their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity. And to the brother's point, you know, that's really all in. And we're going to get it back, you know, according to prophecy. But Khan, I just want to bring that out just to, back up your point.
That's right. Let's go back to this video.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
And that's all Esau wants to do. He wants to come in. He wants to conquer lands, right? This is literally what the spiritual demon Satan, right, is all about, right? And who's working on the minds of Trump to say these things? Satan, right? The Lord said this already. Let's go to St. John. This St. John, Slakia. Hold on. Right? St. John chapter 10, and I want to start at verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not, to go in another land and take it over. That's thievery. Now the Lord never, on one fold, yeah, on the left-hand side, the Most High, again, like we said earlier, this is for the Lord's will to be done. Right? But this is not a commission as the Lord commissioned Joshua or commissioned any of our righteous forefathers to go get their land that's, lands that the Most High promised for our forefathers. That land was never promised to them. So therefore, you're stealing. That land was promised to us. So again, the Lord said, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. He said we're going to level out the destroyed buildings and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Essentially, he's saying, look, we're going to set up shop. It's like somebody said, look, I'm going to take your house over. I'm going to come in. I'm going to knock down certain walls. I'm going to build a man cave. I'm going to put up TVs and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's literally what he's saying. And the whole time, Benjamin Netanyahu over there grinning and smirking. He's happy. He's like, yeah, look, this about to be my land. This is what he's thinking in his head. Right? It says, I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. So the Lord Yahweh Shai, he knows what type of time the spiritual demon Satan is on, of course. Now, he's going to come and give us life and give it more abundantly. Because this right here is not life. We're living in hell, where we literally are witnessing all of our enemies fight over our land, and we can't do nothing directly, physically about it. Our battle is a spiritual battle. So we gotta sit, we gotta wait. It's like you see, well, I don't make that analogy, but the point is, I'll say it like this: there's something that's promised to us, but we can't actually, physically realize it until, of course, our Lord Yahweh Shai comes and gives it to us. So we gotta sit, we gotta wait patiently. This is a spiritual timeout, if you will. We gotta sit on the bench. Everybody outside having fun, but we gotta stay inside the house. Why? Because we broke the covenant with the Most High God. So then the only way to be restored, the only way to have life is through none other than Yahweh Shai. Right? So again, this is I'm gonna get this other precept real quick. Right? Let's go to 2nd Ezra. We always go to 2nd Ezra. You should always go to 2nd Ezra. This 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High had made this world for many, but the world to come for few. So the things that we see right now, this is for all of the world. We don't want Gaza while Gaza looks like that. We're going to get Gaza, and it's going to be built up on the damn blood and the sweat and the labor of these other nations as we get them to build up our cities. We can't do that right now. There's not the time for that right now. If we did that right now, it'll be damn. Imagine if Israel right now in its flesh, we all was in the land of Israel. You gonna have Bloods and Crips over there. You damn MS-13, the cartel. You gonna have a whole bunch of madness because Israel's not in that right mind right now. I'm talking about the whole nation, not just those that's in this truth. I'm talking about if all of Israel was over there, it'd be madness in that land. And we know it would be because that's why we not in the land. We got kicked out the land because of how evil we was getting down. Being wicked. Priests being wicked. Simeonites, Ephraimites being wicked. The kings being wicked. Zedekiah was wicked. And the Most High got up with Zedekiah and his sons. It says, I will tell the similitude, Ezra. Well, we'll rest right there, right? We'll rest right there. So the Most High, he's going to give us this land, right? Now, it was something else I had on that, but I guess we can kind of move past that. Did you want to move to another topic, King?
Con, yeah, we can move to another topic. Yeah, Con. I'll say just one quick point. Just hearing that video, I know we're desensitized to the things America does, but on a carnal level, that's complete madness. What does America have to do with Gaza? What do they have to do over in that land? And like the brother said, being spiritual, we can see that, it's all because they're aligned with Israel. Not Yasha Allah, the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, but what you call it?
The state of
What's the
Israel.
word for it? Yeah, the state of Israel, Khan, the state of Israel. They're aligned with that, and like the brother said, he's rubbing his hands on Trump and saying that, man, because he wants that to happen, because he wants that land, man. Why? Because he wants claim to that land, and there's Ishmaelites are fighting against it, man. You got two nations, fighting against land that's not even theirs, man, scrapping with each other, man, when really it's our land. And according to that precept in Zephaniah, the second chapter, we're gonna get that land back. We're not gonna have to worry about Trump leveling the surface and doing whatever the hell he wants with it, man. So just hearing that is complete madness, man. Complete madness. And that's in their mind, like the brother broke down, inspired by the spiritual demon Satan, to just go into other men's land and overthrow them, man. That's ever, you can really read about that. I'll say starting from Maccabees, man. When you chiefly read about that. When you read First Maccabees, 8th chapter, when you read about Rome, and the Maccabean brothers talking about Rome, it said they overthrew many people with the policies and the patience, and that's what America's doing right now. We won't be surprised if Trump signs an executive order to take over Gaza. We won't and do God knows what, and do all these other things. We won't be surprised we're not surprised when these things happen. We're not. When these things happen, we're like, okay, man, that's according to their spirit. We know about this from Maccabees. We know about it since Esther. We know how these devils work, man. So that a quick point on that. We can move on to the next one, though, King.
Con. Oh damn, hold on. Hold on. Con. Yeah, you had a I know you had the other thing you wanted to bring out.
Okay, Con, yeah. Let's get into that.
You share your screen, yeah.
Con, hold up 1 second. I'll pull it up. We're gonna get straight into this. That's the next topic, we're gonna talk about is the tariffs, man. If brothers and sisters have been paying attention, there have been a lot of tariffs and sanctions have been going on between America and other nations. And these tariffs, they're causing what would be called a trade war. I'm gonna look that up real quick. We're gonna get that. Yeah.
And while you getting that, King, I'm gonna get a quick precept.
Con.
Right. So, like the brothers about to go into, there's a trade war that's happening, right? And for those that you may have a business, you may have you may ship goods or import goods and things of that nature. You're going to start to see that affect businesses, small businesses specifically. You're going to see that effect is already affecting it's about to start affecting even larger businesses. You understand? The stock market, I believe, just that when it first was announced the other day, it went down 330 points on a Friday. It was announced on a Friday. They said in 24 hours we're gonna Trump said we're gonna send tariffs to which are taxes essentially on different trades and goods. So yeah, like the brother said, it started with Mexico and Canada, 25% each. And Mexico and Canada are the top two countries that trade with America. And they're bordering countries. And they put 25% uh taxes or um taxes tariffs on them, and about 10%, if I'm not mistaken, on China. Now, I believe just in the last day or so, Trump actually rescinded or paused the ones that's on Mexico and
Right.
maybe Canada as well, right? And we're gonna go into it. But I want to get this precept, and you got it, King. This is Revelation chapter 18, and I'm gonna get verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So very soon, this trade war is gonna brew to the point where it's going to shut down global trade. And we know there's no bigger trader, right? Importing and exporting all over the earth. The damn what is it called? The figurehead or whatever you want to say, the face of what is known as globalist trading other than America. They come from the same spirit of ancient Tyre and Zidon. They come from the same spirit of ancient Babylon. They come from the same spirit of ancient Rome. And all three of those nations, they were chief traders. They were the ones that forced that on the world, right? Importing and exporting, right? Go and look in the history of ancient Tyre and Zidon and ancient Babylon. They were known as the merchant city. That's America right now. Everything America gets is say what? Made in China, made in such and such, and made in such and such. You don't got made in the US. Where is that at? And the goods that are in the US, they're even higher for whatever reason because they want to import from a third world country or even China, which makes them and produces them in damn sweatshops. But you got it, King. It's on you.
Con, and that's a good point. Bringing up the Tyre and Sidon. America runs with that same spirit. But let's share this. Let's share this screen so brothers and sisters can understand. The severity of the tariffs. They're not a small matter. They're not a small matter. A lot of men will say, "Well, we're gonna get over it. It might not be a lot. We're gonna see. We're gonna do this." I did a simple Google search of trade war between U.S. and China, and these words that are, for lack of better terms, not world wars. They're still important. You had the Cold War. Now we're having the trade war, and those wars, like I said, they have importance. Slovakia. I clicked the wrong thing. Go down right here. This is what I really want right here. It says the world's two biggest economies are on the brink of an economically destructive trade war. Here's what experts think could happen next. So America and China, they're known as the two biggest economies of the world. No economy, according to economics, global, the global trade market, all those relying factors, no economies are bigger than the United States and China. And right now, they're on the brink of war. Now, this trade war is not going to be fought with guns. It's not going to be fought. It's like the Cold War. The Cold War wasn't fought with guns, with missiles, with attacks. Hey, with the Cold War, it was a stalling out, man. Stalling out to see, who was for lack of better terms, who was more powerful. Without throwing a real punch. And the same thing is going to come with this trade war. Now with the trade war, it's going to affect both of these countries. Not physically, we'll say that, but economically. Economically. So let's dive into it. Let's dive into it. It says, what are the risks of a U.S.-China trade war, and can conflict be averted? And we're going to tell you guys that conflict is not going to be averted. Ultimately, they might, call for peace and safety, and have a month of not imposing those tariffs so we can come to terms and talk it out, and it goes good for 6 months. But at the end of the day, America and China, they're going to cease trading. They're going to cease from assisting each other economically, and doing trade with each other. These things are going to happen. Why? Because America and China are going to become economic rivals, like they are right now. And right now, these two are the butting heads, and they're not getting ground, man. And we're gonna look at this because I was looking into this before. Oh man, I want to go back. Those numbers are good. Those numbers are good right here. I was looking at this. China, they have a big part in our fueling as a nation. As you see right here, you got 15% on coal, 15% on liquefied natural gas, 10% on crude oil, 10% on agricultural machinery, and 10% on large engine cars. And now there's been tariffs. There's tariffs going on all these items, man, which is causing for and Slovakia. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's calling for higher prices, man. When you put tariffs on coal, natural gas, crude oil, hey, prices are gonna go up in all aspects. They're gonna go up with food. They're gonna go up with just damn gas in general. Your gas station. They're gonna go up with your groceries in Walmart. All these things, they affect the economy as a whole, man. When you read these things, and now China, as a retaliation, we can say to the United States, they're upping their tariffs on us. So right now there's going to be a war that's going to be fought between China and America, with both of them going against the economies to see who's going to fall first. And the brother, what he was diving into it, shortly, um, America will more than likely be the one to fall first. Why is that? Because everything you see, like the brother said, is made in China. America isn't the own power producer in producing things. Homemade things, homemade goods. We're not the top country for doing that. We're more of a import country. We import things. We don't export. We're not exporting mass goods to China and then relying on us, man. Them paying us gold and money, and taking debt, and doing this and doing that. No, they're relying on us to do those. We're relying on them to do those things for us, and paying them to do it for us for cheap. All your damn clothing is made in China for cheap. So the United States, they have been relying on China's economy for far too long. And right now, with China doing this trade war, it can lead to higher prices, inflation, but also what we always prophesy against, an economy collapse. These things can happen. Let's keep reading though. Let's see what they gotta say about it. Because we're gonna see if they're truthful. We're gonna see if they're truthful, because this thing can get bad, man. Like the Cold War. The Cold War wasn't a war that was sweet. It was a Cold War, man. Like it says, there's a lot. The Cold War, it leads to a lot of the things that we're gonna experience in these latter days concerning nuclear missiles. Let's keep reading. It says the quick fire volley of terrorists between the U.S. and China in recent days has heightened global fears of a new trade war between the world's two largest economies. Yet, while experts think the battle is likely to escalate, and that's being very honest, I'll say with that, that's being very honest. The battle will escalate. Like I said, there might be points and times where it seems like it's dying down or it's leveling out, but it's never going to go back down. It's never going to go back down, and we're back to selling with China for 70 more years, and we just keep racking up debt, and they keep saying, "Oh, it's all good." And no, it's going to continue to happen. With these tariffs coming in, it's going to continue to escalate. China's not backing down either. Let's keep reading. Yeah, and a quick point. China isn't Canada or even a Mexico. Canada and Mexico, they rely a little bit more on the United States. China did their own damn they're their own damn I'll say nation outside of relying on other people. China, you know, they're known for being about themselves and being able to survive, I'll say, on their own economy wise. They're very known for that. They're very in house. The people there, they got a lot of men there. They have their own cars, their own money system. They're very in house. America, on the other hand, they're a little bit different. America, every single car here is made from Europe or Japan. So America, they're a little bit different. They rely on others. So let's keep reading. It says, well, yeah, I'll read right here. Yet while experts think the battle is likely to escalate, they also say the early skirmishes offer hope for an agreement on trade and other key issues that could that could head off a larger conflict. And that's just them being hopeful. That's them being hopeful. I don't see China coming with an agreement. I don't see the United States backing down with the man we see right here. This man, like the brother say, he's very prideful. He speaks of pride. And China, they know where they stand at. So neither of these ones are going to back down and say, "Well, hold up, let's think this through. Let's think this through. We can't have America fall, and we can't have China fall. Let's think this through." No, they're gonna keep butting their heads until destruction happens. But let's keep reading. It says, after the Trump administration's additional 10% levy on Chinese imports took effect Tuesday, China announced a 15% tariff on U.S. coal and liquefied natural gas, along with a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and some cars that is set to kick in February 10th. And it's looking at the date right now, it's February 5th. So this thinking, things can start heating up, within the next week, with prices, and things you see in the store. It can start heating up, sooner than you might think. But the point is that, when you read right here, this is a key point. China, they retaliated. And a lot of these other small nations, especially Mexico and Canada, they retaliated just as well, man. I was seeing that. I believe Canada, they were trying to tax all the so-called red states. They said, "Well, yeah, we're gonna do that tariff on," because supposedly they don't like Donald Trump, and now they're gonna tax the red states. Hey, but taxing the red states is going to be very hard. Not to tax the blue states. I'll say that. So more than likely, it's going to lead to a just all out United States tax or tariff. But even with the smaller nations, to get back on point, they were fighting back against America as well. America put the sanction or the tariffs on damn Mexico because I believe that they didn't accept their the so-called illegal immigrants back. The deported illegal immigrants back, so-called, they accept them, and America imposed those tariffs, and they did the same thing with Colombia, if I'm not mistaken. So these are retaliations to America imposing the tariffs, which is going to lead to a war, and a trade war, which we're seeing between China and America. This is the big talk in the earth right now that China and America are in a trade war, which is going to happen, in a bigger effect, especially. But let's keep reading. It says China also put limits on exports of vital minerals used in high tech products, opened an antitrust probe into Google. I saw that too. They were looking into things because they think that Google was moving funny. Just a light way to explain that. It says, and placed two American companies on an unreliable entries list. PVH Group, which owns Calvin Klein and Tommy Hilfiger, and Illumina, a biotechnology company which offices in China. So they're not playing around, man. China's not playing around, and this is this is all kind of if you've been watching, you can pay attention, man. This is always gonna happen, man. We did a slight video on it with the TikTok ban a while back. When you look into it, man, they were doing those things because they believe that China owned TikTok. And that well, China does this and it's not a US company. They've been painting this picture for a long time. And now China's doing the same thing back to them. They got two companies on the unreliable entities list. What does that mean? They shut down all the things that go with them. They're looking into them. They got sanctions on them. Well, you can't do this, you can't do that. We gotta watch over you. That's what's going on right now, which is going to ultimately lead to a heavy trade war. But let's keep reading. It says notably, however, the U.S. opted to hit China with a relatively modest tariff rather than levies of up to 60%, as President Trump had previously threatened. And we won't be surprised if this man gets to 60%. And if he gets to 60%, he's out of his mind. And that would be all praise to the Most High if he is. All praise to the Most High if he puts a 60% tariff on China. All praise to the Most High if he does. But let's keep reading. For its part, Beijing also pulled its punches by targeting less vital U.S. sectors, leaving the door open for the sides to reach a deal. So right now, these two sides, they're throwing light punches. They're kind of feeling each other out, like in the beginning of a fight, man. He's kind of throwing a little jab. The man kind of steps back, he dodges it, he throws another little jab. The other man dodges it. Not in the heavy fighting right now, man. But soon, when we get a couple rounds in, they're gonna start throwing slugs, man. Because they're gonna start feeling the heat from the other person, man. And these things are gonna come to pass. Why? Because there's a trade war between China and America, and this war is gonna continue to brew. Why? Because these powers are getting too big for each other, man. There's a saying, a saying in the world like this house is big. This house is too big for the both of us. Oh no, Slakia. The house isn't big enough for the both of us. That's the saying. When two power heads go at it, man. Whether it's men, teams, son, countries, whatever. The house isn't big enough for the both of us. And that's what's going on with America right now. This so-called current world is not big enough for America and China. It's not. So there's trade wars. And just to show Israel, that these things they're taking place. It's not just talked about. I have a post pulled up from AZ Intel. Let's go into it. Now this is February 4th. I was looking at this the day before. It says USPS says it will temporarily suspend only international package acceptance of inbound parcels from China and Hong Kong posts following China tariffs. So the question is that you got asked, so why the hell is USPS suspending the international package? What is that for? It's only a tariff. It's only a so-called tax. Why are they suspending things that are coming from China? That's going to affect a lot of businesses too, man. A lot of businesses that do business with China. Through Alibaba, Temu. These different Chinese shops where you can get things for cheap in bulk and get sent to you from China to America, and then flip it for 20 times more the profit, or 20 times more that you pay for it to get 20 times more the profit. hey, these companies are gonna get hit from that, from this USPS getting delayed, man. Because some of these companies they ship food through USPS. Others do DH Gate and all the other stuff, but USPS they're definitely a holder for some of these companies. But let's keep reading. It says letters and flats will not be impacted. This means flat letters, or well, letters and then flat packages. So basically, pieces of paper. That's what they're saying. But if your package got any weight to it or any cardboard to it, it's getting denied, man, from USPS. And let's read what it says right here. It says temporary service disruption effective February 4th. The Postal Service will temporarily suspend only international package acceptance of inbound parcels from China and Hong Kong Post until further notice. Note the flow of letters and flats from China and Hong Kong will not be impacted. So we gotta ask ourselves, why is this happening, man? Why would they deny it? Why would they do this? Why would they do that? It seems like they don't those two don't matter or don't match. It does. Why? Because these are the signs of an incoming trade war. These are signs of it. For the USPS to ban that, to suspend it, that's a sign of war, that a war that's brewing, man. That's brewing between America and China, regarding the economies. But Con, you got it. Pass it
Con,
on.
I want to
That's
get a
right.
precept on that.
Con.
This the book of Second Ezra, right? Second Ezra chapter 6, and I want to get verse 22, right? Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. And what does it mean to be sown? We know that America is I mean, like the brother was going into, everything that's really here in America, it says made in China, right? It's made, it's manufactured. I did want to pull this up as well as we get this precept, because when you think about it, I mean, what, like the brother was going into, what really does America produce of its own? As you see on this chart, you see the U.S. China trade war explained in one chart. Since about 2003, you've seen America has been on a slow or a steady decline, right? And what they actually produce as far as globally manufacturing. But you see China on a complete other opposite end. You see since 2003 and really 2001, right? They've been constantly increasing, slowly but surely. They're the top manufacturing country in all of the world. So maybe you might not think this is important, but it is important. Because as we see right now, this biblical prophecy, right? Let me read this again. It's Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And this is heavy because we're talking about a merchant city. We're talking about America. We're talking about Tyre and Zidon all over again, right? And what did the Lord do to ancient Tyre and Zidon? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 23, and I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, I start at verse 5. It says, as at the report concerning Egypt, so shall they be sorely pained at the report of Tyre. And when you go into this prophecy in the book of Isaiah, the 23rd chapter, yeah, it happened to the ancient city or cities of Tyre and Zidon, right? That nation that was developed under the actual nation, the Canaanites. But nevertheless, we can see America is moving in that same spirit. See, the Lord said in Job, the 11th chapter, in the 6th verse, that these prophecies are double to that which is, or wisdom is double to that which is. So certain things you see, it may have been for that a particular time in history, but also it's for the time to come. So the spirit that's of the ancient Egyptians, and that's on the spirit of these Americans today. The spirit that was on the ancient Tyrians, Zidonians, that's on the spirit of America today. The spirit of ancient Babylon and ancient Greece and ancient Rome and these different nations, and that's on the spirit of America today. Continuing on. It says, as at the report concerning Egypt, and what happened to Egypt? Egypt was the top country. Egypt had all the world in subjection. Egypt was a merchant city, but the Most High overthrew Egypt and delivered the Israelites. So as the Lord did that, what is he going to do to America? America is the top country. All the nations flock to America. America is Lucifer. When you read, or the men that rule America is Lucifer when you read Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and the 12th verse on down. It's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about the light bearer. The one that holds the light of this world, and the light of the world right now is darkness. All the nations flock to America. So as the Lord overthrew those ancient countries, and the Most High is going to overthrow, right, America. It says, as at the report concerning Egypt, so shall they be sorely pained at the report of Tyre. Pass ye over to Tarshish, how ye inhabitants of the isle. Is this your joyous city, whose antiquity is of ancient days? So America is this joyous city right now. As we speak, you have thousands of people, thousands down in New Orleans right now, as if this was one of their Mardi Gras, one of those feasts that they keep. They're down there right now. They're on Bourbon Street. For those that know New Orleans, you might know. All I know is Bourbon Street from what I hear about. But those they in the bars, and they going crazy right now. They going crazy. They going buck wild. That's how America is, though. It's joyous. You got the Super Bowl on Sunday. Everybody trying to, madness, right? But guess what? As Tyre and Zidon was the ancient joyous city, the Lord said that this place, America, is going to have its antiquity of ancient days, showing you this is talking about a new country or kingdom to come on the earth, which is nevertheless America. Isaiah wasn't writing this down as America. He just wrote it down as Tyre and Zidon to be a code word for the chief merchant city of the days that we're living in right now. Let's read on. It says, her own feet shall carry her afar off to sojourn. And we kicked it off with Trump showing or Trump's plan and, revealing his plan of sending, because we didn't go into, I wanted to go into a little bit further, but when you go into it, America, not only do they want to set up a new development over the Gaza Strip, but they want to send troops over there because they got to take it over by force. We know Hamas, they're not going to let that happen. I showed a little bit earlier, Taliban doesn't want to let that happen. Russia, they're saying they're strongly condemning that, and they're not trying to let that happen either. So America trying to take over the Gaza Strip, these countries don't want that to happen. But the Lord said that the new Tyre and Zidon, and guess what? Her feet is going to go or sojourn afar off. Meaning it's not going to abide in her land. She's going to go to other lands and countries, other places of the world to sojourn, to rest, to travel. Let's read on. Who had taken this counsel against Tyre? The crowning city. Now, what does it mean? Well, first off, the only people that have crowns are kings, rulers, generals, governors, princes, princesses. And we know that the queen, or even king for that matter, of the world is America. Right? We read about that in Revelation, the 17th chapter. There's a whore that sits upon a scarlet colored beast. That whore is America, ruling over the kingdoms of the world. Right? Reading on, chiefly those Edomite kingdoms, but continuing on. It says, the crowning city, whose merchants are princes, whose traffickers are the honorable of the earth. Yahweh of hosts had purposed it, right? Or proposed it to stain the pride of all glory. And the pride of all glory is the rulership and the thought in America's mind that they're never going to be taken down. No one's ever going to stand toe to toe to America. They said in Revelation 13 chapter, who can make war with the beast and overcome him? Let's read on. It says, and to bring into contempt all the honorable of the earth. Pass through thy land as a river, O daughter of Tarshish. There is no more strength. So the daughter is the offspring of, right? The coming in the spirit of the mother. You understand? So the daughter of ancient Tyre and Zidon is America. Just like America is a daughter of Babylon the Great, or it's like Babylon. ancient Babylon, Neo Babylon. They're known as Babylon the Great today. They're the daughter of Rome, right? Moving in that same spirit. So continuing. The Lord said, there is no more strength. So absolutely, this is a big deal because like we read in Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, in the 22nd verse, the things that the commodities that you have on an everyday basis, what happened during I believe we could say it, COVID. During COVID 2019, 2020, you had everybody running to the store, stocking up, grabbing toilet paper. I don't know what they needed all that toilet paper for, but they was going wild, right? They was going wild. The point is, hey, guess what? Just like just like that, all the full storehouses was found empty. And that's going to happen again on the earth, right?
And
Let's
and,
continue.
and, and
Come,
quick point, King. Quick
come.
point, and just some just some see that, like the brother said, what they need the toilet paper for, man. One quick announcement from Babylon, can get people in a frenzy, and it can cause havoc, man. They can say anything, man. They can say from these trade wars, China, they're not funding our toilet paper no more, man. Get it while you can, man. And you can see people climbing over each other to get their toilet paper, which is madness, man. What the like the brother said, what the hell do they need that toilet paper for, man? I don't know what memo they put out. I forgot. But I mean, I don't know what they put out. But
Right.
supposedly, yeah, men running to our families, running to get toilet paper, man.
It's
And
madness.
the shelves are empty of toilet paper, man. And it's madness, but these things can happen, man. They can say whatever, and that can cause the like the brother in the prophecy brought out, that can cause the shelves to be empty, man, and the stores to be empty, and all these things, that you see that you once saw before, they're not there anymore, and that would be aligned to prophecy. But Kyle, you can continue, King. Let's have a quick
Come,
point.
come. And during that time, they also told you only got there's a certain amount of cases of water you can get. They literally limited you from going in the stores and buying, what you normally would buy, whatever the case may be. But they said, look, it's a limited amount. Right now, you have somebody. I just saw the story earlier. Somebody in Pennsylvania just robbed a eggplant, like a damn production facility that produces eggs. About 100,000 eggs was taken. I mean, there's already a shortage of eggs. Supposedly, there's something going on with the chicken as well. So you're going to see a lot of food shortages. You're going to see a lot of stores being emptied. This trade war isn't something light. Again, your everyday life has everything to do with China. You go into the store, your car that you drive, everything is damn Chinese made. In America, going to the different countries, what would happen if America couldn't do trade anymore with other countries? What do you think is going to happen? So we gotta, you gotta be mindful of that. The economy will immediately crash. Immediately crash. Right? Let's continue on. Let's see what else the Lord said on this. It says he stretched out his hand over the sea. And what happens with the right now? I'm gonna continue on, right? Let's continue on. He stretched out his hand over the sea. He shook the kingdoms. The Lord had given a commandment against the merchant city to destroy the strongholds thereof. In America, destroys, or it's like it has strongholds of trade and commerce and so on and so forth over these different countries. How? Because um whenever they don't want to do business with a country anymore, right? Or the country's against them, whatever the case may be, like we brought out earlier, they'll put a tariff on you. They'll impose different sanctions on you, embargoes, telling you can't trade. Right now, they're going to put a oil embargo, right, over Iran, telling Iran they can't damn ship out any more oil, putting sanctions on their oil. That's what America does. They go into your land, they tell you what you want to do, right? Because that's the spirit that the Most High is giving them right now, so they can continue to be puffed up in the earth and continue to lift up their minds, and the Most High overthrows them. America's gonna be destroyed. I don't know if this is news flash for you. I don't know what but America will be destroyed, right? So they're moving like this, and it's all praise Yahweh by Shemel Shai. I want to get this precept real quick, King. Then you got it, right? The Lord is allowing them to continue on to do this evil on the earth and have it in their minds that they'll never be overthrown, because when they are overthrown, all the world would know, hey, that was Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua that did that. Hey, the Lord did that to America. Hey, the Lord overthrew these different men that's ruling. Hey, the Lord overthrew Egypt, right? The modern day Egypt. Let's get this in Romans chapter 9 real quick. This is the book of Romans chapter 9, and I want to start at, let's see where I want to start. I want to start at 17. Verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So if the Lord, and you see this with these different movies, right? Let's use a analogy, something that you can understand as well. You see with these superhero movies, you might have a damn villain in the movie. He's damn in the beginning of the movie, he's calling all mischief, right? Damn, taking over a city or buildings and the damn whole world, right? What was that movie? The Avengers Endgame. You had Thanos who came to so-called Earth and just took over the entire Earth. Then you had, of course, you have in all these movies, you got these Edomites. They're being raised up and they're the good guys, and they get the damn victory at the end. But that's not how it's gonna be this time, right? So you got the Edomites, the so-called white man, they're ruling, they're causing all mischief and hell in the earth. And at the end, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai will get the last laugh, will get the victory over the spiritual demon Satan, over the so-called white man, over these Edomites and other nations, and his name will be once again magnified in the earth. And all the nations of the earth will bless the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, as he'll be the only God and King that everyone will be forced to worship. You understand? That's what you read about that in the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter, in the 8th verse. Or it's like the 8th chapter and the 14th chapter. So the Most High God will get his name back in the earth. But first, it takes these nations being raised up and lifted up in pride, chiefly the nation or country of America. Did you want to go into that last thing, King? I know you this will kind of tie right into it on that
Yeah,
them lasers they got.
yeah. We
Yeah.
can hop in there.
Con.
Quick point though. Quick point. Looking at the chat. Yeah, Khan. I believe the sister said transporting immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. We did a video on that. The last Washington Wednesday. Check that out
Con.
if you haven't. That will go into that. And also with the cattle with the bird flu. Yeah, Con. This comment right here. And the brother said the cow with the bird flu. We saw that too. With Nevada, there was bird flu that infected cattle. So all these things they could tie in. Well, they're tying into the things that we're bringing out. So always keep watching that. That Guantanamo Bay, that's the one thing that you should keep watching for, man. That's not bros is talking about that, man. That's nowhere soft.
Right.
Those are real jails, we'll just say it like that. Real places to hold people, yeah. But Kyle, let's move into that though, Ken. Definitely get into that. I could start it off. Let me pull that up. Let me pull that up. So the last topic we're gonna get into for the night, um, through the spirit, is the weaponry that Esau is bringing out for the final day of judgment. Now, contrary to popular belief, or not popular belief, but to what men might think or think that they know. A lot of men they think, well, Esau he only got the gun, and all he has is his AR-15, and he's going to be shooting the AR-15, and that's all he got against the chariots. No, this thing is going to get serious, man. We always bring it out. They got fighter jets. They got stealth choppers. They got a stealth a stealth bomber. These things Esau they're for lack of better terms, for the right terms, are up in the military. Because they're gonna try, according to prophecy, to fight against Yahweh Shai, man. To fight against Yahweh Shai, which what we would call, according to the Bible, the war in heaven.
And Salakia too, King.
Come,
That's completely madness.
yeah,
For them to think they can fight against Yahweh Shai.
it's Con. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, I mean, just I
I'm
know we
about to
gotta
get
say,
mad just talking about
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I know we gotta bring it out, but it's like,
Yeah,
damn, Esau he's bugged out. But you got it though,
and
King.
that's look, we know some Yahweh Shem outside himself, but you have to be like the brother said. You have to be out your damn mind to think that you can fight the one that created you, man. And these men, and the brother, he said it too, man. You said it too. In these damn movies, you got these Edomites, the fighting, they got Starship, and how they fight against some god in another space or whatever, and then they come out with the victory and they overcame the god that was trying to kill all the humans. It doesn't work out like that, man. Esau cannot win every damn fight, man. Stop letting their damn Hollywood and their popular persuasion confuse you and think that they have even a shot against Yahweh Shem Shah. These men are going to get ultimately destroyed, man. Hey, but the Lord's having it where they make a good show, and we're going to bring it out. Let me pull it up. I got it right here. This is going to be so-called a good show, man. And like I said, if you didn't know, we're going to bring it out. They're starting to bring it out. So we're going to bring it out too. In the world, they seem, am I sharing? Calm. The world, they seem flabbergasted that these things are happening are evident. But like I said, contrary to popular knowledge, Babylon, they do have what we would call energy weapons or laser weapons. Energy weapons. They do have these things. They talked about it, they hinted at it. These things, they have these things. When you do your own research, that this is a deep dive for those that do deep dives, man. The man named Nikola Tesla, man. He was very his research was very key on energy. Let's say he was very key in finding energy weapons or weapons that use mass energy. And Babylon, they have these things. Now you might get scared. You might say, "Well, hold up. How do they got energy weapons? How can the Lord deal with this, man? It's damn near. It's a laser. What can we do? How the chariot's gonna maneuver around that? Like I said, all this right here is the Lord making I'll say a better show, man. With more lights. That's all it is to the Lord, man. But let's get into this thing. It's madness, but let's get into it. Esau isn't just all just guns, man. This his damn musket. This isn't the 1700s. Esau. When it says that Esau shall live by the sword, it doesn't mean the damn musket, man. It means that they have advanced warfare. They have UAVs. They have infrared vision. They have all these things at their disposal. Why? Because the Lord ordained them to live by the sword, man. Esau's gift is the sword. His gift is warfare. His gift is these things that we see in this picture, man. They have a laser weapon on a damn ship. And it's not anything that confounds us, man. Well, how the hell did they get that? They must have went to the third heavens and took it from the Most High himself. No, it doesn't confound us. We know Esau, they're going to be on a higher level with warfare, man. But guess what? The Most High, he's above his warfare. Hey, this laser is nothing to the chariots. But we wanted to touch on it to show Israel, what's going to take place, man. What's going to come to pass. When they go to fight against Yahweh Shai, man. They're going to throw everything they got, man. Carnally. And they're going to lose, but they're going to throw everything they got. So let's break this down. It says the U.S. Navy has released a newly declassified image of the USS Preble DG-88 utilizing its Helios laser weapon system. Now, when I was doing my research, it seemed to be a new sense of information to the public. The average Babylonian, they said, well, what the hell? We have laser weapons. What the hell is that? What's going on? They were asking these questions. When the hell did we get this? They had this for a long time. Like I said, if you did your deep dive research, you will understand this. That they had this for a long time. And it was always in plan to use it against who? Yahweh Shai and the multitude of angels that he's gonna come back with. Let's get a quick precept on that. In the book of Jude. Because the Bible speaks about it, man. Revelation, Jude, they speak about, Yahweh Shai coming back with thousands upon thousands of angels. So let's bring this out. In Jude, chapter 1, I'm going to start with verse 14. Get straight to the point. It says, and Enoch also, and quick disclaimer, it's not talking about the damn book of Enoch. If you have the book of Enoch in your hand right now, throw it away. Well, we're not playing games. We're not saying, well, maybe if you like it a little bit, hold on to it. If you had the book of Enoch, throw it out. We have done video. I believe. I don't know if we did video on the King. Breaking down the book. We might have to. We didn't.
No, we did.
We did. Okay, yeah, we did do a video on it. Type in the Cold Cuts channel. Type it up if you still have doubts about it. Type it up. Book of Enoch cuts, or showing out the book of Enoch. We did a video on it. This is not talking about the book of Enoch. This is talking about the man named Enoch that you read about in the book of Genesis, not the book of Enoch. But let's keep reading. It says, and Enoch, also the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. Now, the 10,000s of his saints is talking about the angels, man. That's what it's talking about. When you go into the context of it, that's who the Lord's coming back with, man. It's not talking about him coming back with 10,000 Israelites. 10,000 just men. It's talking about angels. Let's keep reading. It says to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So the Lord, he's coming back with 10,000 angels. And that's not a literal 10,000. That's an innumerable amount of angels coming back to put judgment on the face of the earth. So this has to happen. The war between America, or Babylon, Esau really, against Yahweh Shai is going to happen. That's biblical prophecy. The Lord's going to come back with his army, and Esau's going to have their own army to face him, to try to thwart his attack. Because they're not going to bow down when Yahweh Shai comes back. They're not gonna bow down and say, well, hold up, let the Israelites go back into rulership and have them take over, and we'll be the bomb and be content. Just be content. No, they're gonna be prideful. They're gonna be lifted up, and they're gonna try to fight against it, like they do in all the damn movies, man. They show you how they act or how they think in the movies. They show you that. Well, let's keep reading on this. It says the Helios high energy laser with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance is engineered for multi-mission operations. Now, these multi-mission operations, they're not going to say, they're not going to talk about the day of war with Yahweh Shai. They're not going to talk about using this against chariots. They're not going to say these things. They're not going to tell you that the Space Force was created to fight against Yahweh Shai. Not going to tell you that so many stealth bombers and Slocky, what's the one called, King? The Black Hawk or something? I forgot what it's called. If you remember.
Yeah, the Black Hawk, that's one of their helicopters they have.
Is that the one that they try to make it imitate a chariot.
Nah, you mean one of the stealth bombers? They have
Yeah, one of the stealth bombers.
B
Yeah,
21 and a B 22. Oh, they have
yeah. I think it's
Raptor. My fault, Slucky. They have Raptor 21, Raptor 22, and different. But they got some other stuff too. Actually, we're
yeah,
gonna bring some out. But yeah, they
yeah,
got some stuff. They definitely got some stuff that
yeah.
they're
No,
trying to. Oh, good.
no, Slarky. I was gonna say you can hold that. I ain't trying to take your shine, and
No,
you
no,
can bring it
no.
out. But
It's all good,
yeah,
man.
no, they got that, and the brother he's gonna bring it out, Lord willing. But they got these things, man. And they're gonna use these things, against Yahweh Shai, like we're saying. So let's keep reading. It says is engineered for multi-mission operations, providing the capability to counter unmanned aerial systems (UAS) and hold up, fast attack craft. Now, what is that going into? Fast attack craft. I want Israel to take one look at that and think what the hell they're talking about with a fast attack craft. What's a fast attack craft? It's the chariots, man. A fast attack craft. The chariots, man, they're fast attack crafts, man. They'll fly in one moment, place a laser beam on something, destroy it, and be gone the next moment, man. Like that. And these laser beams, they are designed to try to hit down the damn chariots. Because if I'm led to believe that these are quote unquote faster than light. I'm led to if they're a laser beam, they're more than likely going to be faster than light. But guess what? The chariots are faster, and they're more. They can outmaneuver these damn beams. So it says that it has the capability to counter fast attack craft. So they're trying to shoot down these chariots. They're planning on it, and they're showing the public this now. It's no coincidence that they show the public that UFOs are real. It's no coincidence that they're showing the public laser beams and all this stuff that you might see in damn Star Wars, or damn what should we call it? Star Trek. You might have thought it was this damn uh a fan fiction. Laser beams and laser weapons and UFOs. You might have thought, hey, but this thing is gonna come to pass, man. It's gonna be a show from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, how he destroys his nation. But let's finish it out. It says the integration of directed energy systems aboard naval vessels not only enhances operational flexibility, but also conserves traditional munitions. So we gotta really look. Well, for one, like I said, we gotta look at this. See what they're trying to counter. They're clearly trying to counter. The UFOs, man. They're truly trying to counter it, and we gotta see the weapons that they're using, and be notified of it. But that was a quick thing we wanted to touch on. You got it, King, though.
Con. Oh damn, hold on. Con. I'm gonna get this precept. And we know that they I believe somebody posted it earlier. When you read Second Ezra chapter 13 and Revelation the 19th chapter, the nations are gonna try to fight against Yahweh Shai, right? They're gonna try to fight against the Lord, right? I want to bring this out though, this quick precept. This Second Ezra chapter 13, and I want to go right to it, verse 3. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. I'm going to jump down to verse 5. I'll read them, actually. Verse 4. And whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So they're going to try to fight against the Lord Yahweh Shai, right? Madness. I want to bring this other precept out real quick, right? So in the process of that happening, like the brother's showing you, they have different lasers that they're going to try to shoot out. I wanted to show this one video. Uh, I think time will fail us if I try to bring it, but you can look this up. They have something known as an anti gravity propulsion systems, which is their form of them trying to make their own chariots to be able to, because normally a jet or any plane or aircraft, it has to take off and has to, has to get a little leeway to take off and fly in the sky. And then it has to land. But these anti gravity um aircraft that they're trying to come up with, supposedly, and this is allegedly, right? But again, they have a space force. Back in 2019, Trump unveiled the U.S. Space Force, which is them having aircraft to fight against, different craft that's in the sky. Not like the Air Force. You already have the Air Force, but specifically the Space Force is a fight against the Lord Yahweh Shai. We'll just put it like that. We don't want to. You don't got to get too deep into it. They already got an Air Force. It's not about that. It's not about the jets and the fighter pilots that they have, and like we mentioned earlier, the Raptor jets that they have, and the different fighter craft or aircraft. There's nothing to do about that, right? It's everything to do about trying to fight against a so-called invader, right? Being the Lord, right? Let's bring this out, though. I want to get Damn, I had a precept I wanted. Oh, I want to get Amos. So the Lord said you're going to meet your God, right? I want to bring this out in the book of Amos, chapter 4. And I believe I want 12, right? Amos chapter 4 and verse number 12. Therefore, thus will I do unto thee, O Israel, and because I will do this unto thee, prepare to meet thy God, O Israel. So is the Lord only coming back to see Israel face to face? No, we just read that the Lord is going to be stirred up against the nations. And them coming up with these different craft and weapons and whatever they have else in their minds and their agendas, hey, that's going to be all overthrown. We're not going to do an in-depth breakdown over the battle of Armageddon, right? We have that on this Cold Cut channel, though, right? So definitely check that out, right? Brothers that went countless times into that, right? So you should know what's going on with that count that's going to happen in the earth. Did you have anything else you want to bring out, King?
Yeah, and a quick point. I'll share my screen. There's a lot of hip talking with what they were saying, man. A lot of hip talking. Let's just say that. Hold on. Let me. I'll share this right here. When you look into it, one of the things they said was the unmanned aerial, UAS, so unmanned aerial systems. And when you look into that word, man, these can be applied to the chariots. Like I said, it's hip talk. It says unmanned aerial systems, UAS, are aircraft that can fly without a human pilot on board. And I said, it's hip talk, man. Because we know that there's no humans in those chariots operating them, man. Those are spirits, man, angels that are operating the chariots and causing them to move wherever they want, wherever their spirit moves. So these these are ships, like for all intents and purposes, are made for the chariots, man. They're not made for a damn regular drone, flying in the sky. And this is these terminologies that Esau's gonna put on the earth. They're not gonna say we're fighting against Yahweh Shai. We're fighting against God and his angels. They're gonna say that's a UAS. That's like they always say UFO, man. We don't know what that is. It's just flying around. We got to shoot energy beams at it, man. And they're gonna continue to say that. Why? Because that's the terms that they go with, man. So these things this energy weapon, for all intents and purposes, it's made for the battle of Armageddon, like the brother said, the war in heaven, Yahweh Shai versus Babylon. With Yahweh Shai claiming the victory. So just keep watching that. There's a lot of new weaponry that Esau is bringing to light to show men that what's going to happen in this war. But chiefly we gotta understand, no matter what these things are, no matter what he brings out, it will be Yahweh Shai to get the victory. But King, that's all I had.
Con. That's right. I'm gonna get this precept. Right. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. This First Corinthians chapter 10, and before I get this, actually, continue to, look into these different updates, right? It'd be foolish for us to, spend hours going into this, right? And Israel is not hearkening, right? Israel's not looking at the different things that's so like you're taking place in the earth. There's a lot of different events that happen each and every day. Different things that it may seem small, but a week down the line, two weeks down the line, a month down the line, it's a part of a bigger puzzle. You understand? The tariffs that we went into earlier, that's a big deal. Trump trying to take over Gaza, the Gaza Strip, that's a big deal. That's going to stir up American troops to be sent to the border, like the Lord said in Obadiah, the first chapter, in the 7th verse, that those men that were confederate with thee had brought thee even to the border. Hey, the Most High is going to overthrow America, sending them to that land. The nations have to go to war in that land. That's Joel, the 3rd chapter. So these different things, I mean, it's happening every day. The trade war, that's going to cause economic collapse. Tomorrow, the stock market might open up at 9 a.m. and it's damn all red. It's not the first time that would have happened. It's happened in times past, numerous times. The cryptocurrency market, just the other day, $2.3 trillion liquidated, wiped off the market. $2.3 trillion. Right? Bitcoin was at over 100K. It dropped down to $91,000 per Bitcoin. So that's a big deal as well. All those other things you might have invested in, and guess what? All got wiped away. And this is an everyday occurrence. You got banks setting up for foreclosure or closure. This is an everyday thing. Again, time will fail us if we went into every single thing, but through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Shai, we try to do the best that we can through the spirit, the time that the Lord has given us. Let's bring this out though. This First Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 11. It says, now all these things happen unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. So you're looking at the end of the world. These scriptures is written down for us so we can have a light in the midst of this darkness, in the end of the world. So we know how to get back to our God and back to our King, our Lord Yahweh Shai. Right? So most high willing, we continue to keep watch. You got it, King.
Con. Go to the classic, one of the classic chapters in the book of Psalms, Psalm chapter 2. I'll start verse 1. It's a mighty chapter. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? And the heathen, they're raging right now, man. And the people, the heathen, they're imagining vain things. All the things that we went through, they're vain, man. The things that Trump is trying to plan in his mind with leveling down Gaza, the trade wars, the energy beams. These things are vain. Why? Because they think that they're going to put their own objective in the earth and over Trump's and over Trump, no pun intended, over Trump the objective of the Most High, man. Thinking that they can overdo what the Most High has planned. So right now they're raging and imagining vain things. Let's keep reading. It says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing, saying, let us break the bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. And that's what you see what's going on right now, man. These nations, they're banding together against the Lord, man, wickedly on the left hand side. They think that they can put their own, like I said, objective in the earth, their own will on the earth, their own lots in the earth. But the lot of them is to be destroyed and go into slavery by the Israelites. That's a lot of them from Yahweh Shem Shai. And they're doing everything they can to try to run from that lot. It's not going to come to pass, though. Let's finish it up. It says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. And right now, the Lord, he's laughing, man. The Lord is laughing at these damn energy beings, man. The Lord's laughing at them thinking they have a shot at finding his son. The Lord's laughing at them thinking that if they occupy Gaza for Israel, it's going to be all good. We're going to get control of the land, and it's not going to be good, man. The Lord is laughing because they're playing right into the hand of his own prophecy. And they can't even see it. They're blind. I believe a brother said it before. The Lord got a crash out spirit, on Esau. And that's the truth. And you can read about that in the Bible, man. The Lord stirred a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt that caused the people to err at every work. Paraphrasing a little bit. Let's keep reading. It says, "He that sitteth in his heaven shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision." And they're in derision right now, man, these people. It says, "Then he shall speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them, and vex them in his sore displeasure." So the Lord, he's vexing these heathen, man. And we're seeing, and we're gonna continue to see it more and more, man. Every Wednesday is gonna get worse, man. Lord willing. Every Wednesday is gonna keep getting worse. Lord willing, we come back with for lack of better terms, worse news for you guys, man. In the eyes of the Babylonians, man. This is good news in our eyes. The worse it gets. But Lord willing, we keep coming back with worse news for Babylon. Worse things happen. Because that just means one step closer to us coming to our salvation through the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But Khan, you got it.
Con. That's right. Lord willing, we come back next week with even worse news, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. There's some we missed, but some you want to watch as well. Trump, just before we started his live tonight, supposedly he has a plan to end the war in Ukraine next week. He's going to present it to Putin. So we'll see about that. But we did kind of we went away a little bit from the second Ezra series, and it's only because of all the different events that was taking place, right? Imagine if we actually, continued it, we'll be looking at 4 or 5 hour lessons, right? So Most High willing, we'll get back into it. But the only reason why we're not into it right now, once again, is because of different events that's taking place. So, Lord willing, there's more events, there's more things, more prophecy updates. But if it dies down a little bit, then we'll get right back into that series. For those that was enjoying the series or want to continue on with it, Most High willing, we'll tie that back in, right? But you have anything else, King, you want to bring out?
Nah, King, you got it.
Khan. So with that, we want to give our honor and our glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Malaki, right? Lord willing, you was keeping watching these last days. This brother Kesadi from W5 Jersey, Philly.
Brother Yatazmak.
Kwame Asharala, keep watching these last days. Shalom.
Shalom.